Hi everyone, welcome to Ajiro Tech. Yes, Ajiro Tech. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the CIE Cambridge IGCSE ICT Paper 3 Data Analysis. And we're looking at October, November, which is the only variant for this particular paper. Okay, so let's dive into data analysis. So you're going to prepare a spreadsheet to calculate the storage capacity and sales price for each type of shed, right? Use the most efficient method to solve each task. Okay, so we're going to display all currency value, currency here, emphasis on currency, to in dollar. Okay, we're just highlighting this to 2 decimal places so we don't make mistakes, because these instructions are there to guide us. Length, to 1 decimal place, so this gives us an idea of what we want to do. Areas, all areas. Lengths, plural, 2 decimal places. Capacities, let's take note of that word, capacities, to 3 decimal places. Okay, using a stable package, load the file. Let's load it. I've opened it in the background here and it's in CXV, so let's load it right here. I'm just adjusting it to ensure that nothing is overlapping, so we can have a good time, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're done with that. Add your name, center number, candidate number in the header or footer of the spreadsheet. Header or footer, you can add it in anywhere. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to close this. So header or footer, so I'm going to click on insert, text right here, header. I'm going to make it in the header and I'm going to make it center line. Now in this question, they're not asking if it's going to be center line, right align, or header, whether it's going to be the footer, center line. So you can do it anywhere as long as it's legible. You're good to go. Okay, I'm just going to move this here real quick. Save this as a spreadsheet called shed underscore, okay, followed by your candidate number, and they give you an example. So let's do that. I'm going to click on file. You know what, I'm just going to click here, which is save as, and I'm just going to take off this shed. Okay, underscore, candidate number is 2023, and the question says as a spreadsheet. Okay, as a spreadsheet. So we're going to make this, especially as a workbook, right? Or Google Sheet. So we're using Excel spreadsheet. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think we're done with that. Insert 5 new rows at the top of the spreadsheet. 5 new rows. So let's insert 5 new rows. All right, you know what? Let me do this. I'm going to click on view. I have to change this view to the normal view. Okay, I'm going to change this right here to the normal view. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to do this. Okay, now they said you should add what? 5 new rows. Now I'm going to select 5 rows. Don't mind that. Yes, watch what is going to happen. I'm going to click on insert and we have no, let me just do this for just the first one. Okay, I think the first one works, right? I'm just going to, yes, this is what I want, and then we have one more. Okay, and we're going to insert it. So this is the 5. Yeah, this is the 5. Okay, so that's all we want. Add these labels and format the cell to look like this. So let's do that. So obviously this is going to be in row 1. So we have our Sheilas here. We have our Sheilas here. Okay, and we have the steel here, and we have the shed. Okay, Sheila steel shed. Okay, and this is merged from A to K, merged from A here to K. So I'm just going to click on home and I'm going to merge it. In fact, I'm centralizing it, so automatically this is what happens here, because once I do it, it takes the default merge and center. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, so let's format it. First of all, let me increase the font size. Okay, so increasing the font size automatically increases. Okay, so yeah, um, what font are we looking at here? Just one look at it. This look like, guys, it doesn't have to be the same, but it has to be something near perfect. Okay, it has to be near something so to it. So uh, um, so we have this here. So we're going to do this here. So I'm just searching for it. Uh, uh, Now let me check if this is the same thing here. So, so just looking for. So we have this. Okay, so I'm just looking for which one works best. Um, Let me see this. Still doesn't give me. How about rounded? Just trying to look. You practically have to go through all of them to see the one you're looking for. Um, it's taking a while to find the one we need. Now let me just let me see this. Nope. I can just let me see area. No, it's not area. I think this is the most difficult one. Looking for which is it. Um, you know, I bet you guys are gonna see it. Let me see. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Area around it. So yeah, okay. And so I'm going to put the second one, which is cost of steel per meter. Okay, we have per square meter here, so I'm going to use cost of steel. I can just do this per square meter. Cost of steel per square meter. Now I'll click here and I'm going to click here to wrap the text. Okay, I think we need to adjust it a bit. make it centralized, because obviously it's cost of steel. So okay, I think this is better. We just reduce it a bit. I'm not sure if it's rounded, but I'm going to try. I think this should be. Now let me bold it for me to know which one, and it lists it. Give it 8 links. Yeah, I'm going with that, guys. I'm just going with this. This other one is it? Yeah. So cost factor. So we have cost factor. Okay. So we have this. Yeah. So I'm going to make this 8 links. Okay. Um, I'm just going to bold it. So we have here 2.6. Then we have 1.54. This is also going to be in dollar. So I'm going to change this quickly to dollar. Okay. Now I'm going to format this. I can click here for numbers and then change this to 2 decimal places. Although currencies are 2 decimal places, but we could check, and this gives you an idea of what you need to do, right? Because they're in 2 decimal places. Okay. Okay, I think this is too wide. Uh, no, this is meant to be in 3. So I'm just going to copy this, cut it rather, paste it here, cut it, paste it here, cut, paste here, cut, paste here. Now if you check this, that's why it's important to check. This 2 is close to it inside, so I'm just going to take it inside. Yes. Okay, so if you check it, it's a bit inside. Okay, so and here as well it has a background of yes, I think that's fine. Okay, I think we've been let me check here again. Okay, this is better. Yeah, perfect. Okay, perfect. So okay, so let's the next one is, I think these are center aligned. Yes, they are center aligned, so I'm just going to highlight it and center align them. They're in 8 links and they're bolded. Okay, but I think I still see a little bit of I think I still see, I'm not sure, but let me check that area. I think I still see, no, but I don't see it. I don't see it, but I think it looks like a font I've used before. You know what, guys, I don't want to, no, the first one is okay, so we're not going to, I think the first one is okay, so yep, it's good. So I'm just going to stick with it. So okay, yes, I think we are good. to go. Yes, I think we're good to go. So and that's just 6 months, guys. Just 6 months for just taking your time to do a perfect work, and you have 6 months for it. Now enter the formula in F7. The formula in F7. Where's F7? Right here. To calculate the floor area of the shield. Okay, in square meters, the floor is multiplied. The floor area is the length equals to the length multiply by the width. Okay, by the width of the shield. Okay, now quickly they said, oh, let's just finish it and then we go back to seeing the formatting and what we need to do immediately. I think that makes sense, right? Okay, so this is completed. So if we're doing the length multiplied by the width. Okay, yeah. Now enter a formula to calculate the cubic capacity of the shield in cubic meters. Now I'm just going to do something, guys. For the math students, ICTs are math students. You remember your bed mass, right? Your bed mass, which means brackets. Okay. E for your exponential, or of, which means other. You mean division. M is for multiplication. A for addition. S for subtraction. Now this is the order we're going to follow. Okay, so that's why it's important for us to for us to have a hand in it. Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. So now the cubic capacity is apex height. The cubic capacity right here is apex height. That's the apex height right here. Okay, so we have the apex height. Okay, so equals to, now seeing this, invariably this is going to be in brackets, right? Okay, so let's say to apex height. Now obviously if you're a math student you should be able to decode this. It's easy peasy, right? For the math students. Okay, for the math student you should be able to find a way around this. I don't need to explain this, do I? Okay, fine, I'm going to explain it. So we have the apex height. Now that is the reason why I put the bed mass. So obviously when you have a division there, the priority is going to be the one that is up because of the division. So obviously we're going to add this first because it's going to be in brackets, and then after done adding we're going to divide, and then we're going to multiply. So for example, if this is 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 divided by 2 is 3, 3 and 4 is 12. It makes sense? Okay, let's go. Okay, so so I have the apex height plus wall height divided by 2. Okay. Okay, so I will need to put this. Oh boy. Now I will need to put this multiply by floor area, which is just what we did right now. Okay. Okay. Just a little mathematics to it, and okay. Okay, enter a formula in H7 to calculate the roof area of the shade. So the roof area is going to be, okay, equals to 2 times what? 2 times length, okay, times square root. Okay, now there's a thing called square root, which returns the square of a number. Square root width, okay, divided by 2. Like I said, guys, there's a lot of formulas to go around here. And then we're going to have this right here and this right here, and then raised to power, we're going to use this for raised to power 2, okay, plus. Now remember, guys, that the square root covers everything here, okay, plus. Now we're going to have this apex height, this right here, minus wall height, okay, right here, and it's going to be in a square root. So we're going to put square root here, okay. Okay, it's going to be in a square root, and then we're going to close. So this is closing this, this is closing this, and we're going to have one more. Okay, so let's see what happens. This close this, this close this, and this close this. Okay, so enter. Whew, that was some calculations. That was some calculations. So obviously we have the square root, and we'll have to let me see. Width divided by, we don't need to add this. I think we have to take this off. Yep, it's still the same thing, but mathematically that cool. So we have this divided by this, and then once it's divided, it's going to be raised to power of this, and plus this minus the bracket closes this, the bracket closes this, and obviously the bracket closes this. Okay. Phew. All right, and that's 10 marks, guys. 10 marks for putting your brain and to get the work done. Okay. So enter a formula in cell I7 to calculate the surface area of the shield. The surface area is going to be, okay, equals to 2 times the wall height, okay, times open bracket length plus width. Plus width, I was tempted to type it, plus width times, okay, this is going to be in a bracket, apex height plus the wall height, okay, plus roof area. So we have 2 times the wall height. You just want to check. Coming 2 times the wall height, length plus width plus width. Okay. Um, Times apex height plus wall height. Okay. All right. Enter a formula to calculate the cost of material to make the shield. So J7. Now the cost of material is surface area that's equals to the surface area times cost of steel. Okay. 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 Times cost of steel per square meter, which is this. Now I want to explain something about absolute cell referencing. Now we're going to drag this, and if we drag this is relative. I want to make this absolute. Absolute means that if it's going to calculate the surface area with the cost of steel, which is in currency, we don't want it to increment. So we want it to be A4, A4. Why? J7, J8 is going to multiply A4, J9 is going to multiply A4, J9 is also going to multiply A4. I don't know if that makes sense. So hopefully what we're going to do is this. We're going to use a dollar sign. Okay, now I'm going to explain this very well, so listen carefully. I'm going to use this to zoom in so you get what I'm talking about. Now for absolute, this is your A is for your column, your 4 is for your row. Now in the absolute, we want to make it static so that the values does not we want the cell address to remain the same, while the cell in that particular, in wherever it has been referenced, why there are why there is that auto increment, it remains the same. Doesn't make sense. So obviously what we are doing right now is we're giving the absolute for both column and row that it has to remain the same. So if we're going to drag this, why we are having I8 increment, also the other absolute does not change when it goes down or is being dragged down to other cells. Okay, you get that, right? All right. Okay. Okay, now that confusion is underway, I can click on enter, and automatically it brings out the dollar for me. Enter a formula in K7. K7 to calculate the sale price of the shield. So the cost of the material, so equals to cost of the material right here multiplied by the cost factor. Multiply by the cost factor. Now you're still going to do the same thing for this. Okay, now obviously we're doing it because it has one value. Okay, okay, rounded up to the nearest tens. Okay, so let's round it up. So we have equals to round up and let's do -1. Let's see. Yes, to the nearest 10. Because obviously where it was before, it was to the nearest 10. So we want it to be 10, 20, 30. No, let's make it 0 and let's see. Nope. So 0 doesn't work. Let me see 1. Okay, 1 doesn't work either. So, okay, so obviously -1 works. Okay, so -1 works. Okay, it works. All right, so now enter a formula, question 18, in cell L7 to display the text extra large if the cubic capacity enter a formula in L7 to display the text extra large if the cubic capacity of the shield is greater than 14 meters and the floor, that's if and, is greater than 7 meters. Let's try to find answer to this. So equals to if and, okay, so we have okay the text if the cubic capacity, okay, is greater than 14, comma, that's a logical one. Logical 2 will be what? And the floor area is greater than what? 7. Okay, so it should display sorry, I know I was using my arrow key. Obviously we have to be careful. So we have extra large. Okay, I'm just to use my arrow again, comma, leave it empty. Okay, so let's see. So we have cubic capacity of the sheet is greater than 14 and the floor area is greater than 7. Okay, all right, replicate the formula entered in step 12 to 14 for each style of the sheet. First, in step 12, replicate it. Okay, now let's look at cost area. Now you see that while it is incrementing, the absolute values are still staying the same. The same thing here, it is still staying the same, and that's what we want. Okay, so apply appropriate formatting to all cell in row 7 to 19. So let's apply it. Now applying the properties means we have to go back to the very beginning. So currency is in dollar to 2 decimal place. Okay, that's fine. Length, So lengths are in 1 decimal places. That is any length, any width or height. Any length, any width, any height. So all these are going to be, so this simply means that any length, any width, any height. So they're going to be in what decimal places? Okay, in 1 decimal places. Okay, areas to 2 decimal places. Hold my control. 2 decimal places for areas. Okay, so all areas are to 2 decimal places. Capacity on the other hand is to 3 decimal places. Okay, save and print the spreadsheet showing the formula. Click on file, click on save. Okay, click on formulas, showing the formulas. No, let me, yeah, I have not done something. Okay, I have not done something. I just remembered we hadn't dragged this. Yes, just remembered we haven't dragged that. So so obviously for this question that tells us extra life, they said if capacity of the shield is greater than 14, so yes, extra large. And not just that, the floor area as well. The floor area is greater than 7. Yeah, so I think that is only correct. Okay, let's check this again. If the cubic capacity of the shield is greater than 14, G, let me use here G7 cubic capacity, and the floor area not roof area. Knew something was wrong. Floor area. This is why you have to go through your work, because now obviously these errors may not even be identified even when you're done, and that's why it's important to always please go through your work, start again. When you're done, start again to ensure that all the formulas, because you want to be sure. And please, another thing I'm going to teach you is learn how to annotate. Okay, because annotating in your work is very helpful. For example, I think in some of my videos in an analysis I will be annotating, so you see. So for example, you have equals to if and and then you have maybe um, G7. Okay, G7 greater than 14, comma, then you have F7 is greater than 7. Okay, and then you can have extra large, or you have nothing, right? So it's important that you learn how to annotate your work, because it makes it easier, because you could easily see some errors that probably you missed, and annotating your script is going to help you, right? It's your script, okay? Yes, you're going to submit it, but it's your script, okay? So it has your name in it, so annotating helps you, okay? Very, very important, okay? So annotate your work as much as possible so that it makes it easier for you not to make mistakes. Obviously, that was a mistake I made. So now we can now put in the formulas. We can do this. Okay, okay, yeah. I was wondering what happened. Yeah. Ensure your formulas are visible. And none is overlapping. If any of them is overlapping, you will not get your full marks. So you want to avoid that. Okay. So I'm going to click on print. First of all, I'm going to make this landscape. The rows are headings, column headings are displayed. Click on page setup, sheet, row and column heading. The content of the cells are fully visible. I'm going to put it in one sheet. Okay. Content of the cells are fully visible. So we have this here. Okay. And this is going to what? Printer 1. Copy. Printer 1. Just going to look for it. Okay. Now the next one is print the spreadsheet showing the values. I'm going to check this. So I'm going to adjust it. Make it minor, just minor adjustment so that all the fields are visible. Okay, I'm going to print it. Okay, print the spreadsheet showing the values. Make sure the spreadsheet fits on a single page. So obviously I think this is still going to be landscape, and we can just take this off. Click on sheet, can take this off. Okay, make sure you have entered your name, center number, accounting number on the spreadsheet showing the values, which is here. Obviously, if there's no name on it, it cannot be marked. Okay, that's why it's important. And this is going to be printout 2. So we are done with this work, guys. I think it's been relatively easy. Just a statement that was, just an error there, but overall I think it's good to go. It's important to always preview your work before you actually send it to the printer so that you ensure that you are seeing everything on your work. Okay, yeah, very, very important that you're doing that. Okay, obviously they want to also see this and to see that this has also been applied, and also they also want to see this. Okay, and if we go back to the question, it's fine. So yeah, we're done. And please don't just watch. Okay, practice along with it, and like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more in-depth teaching on IGCSE ICT, both the practical and the theory aspect as well. Bye.